Hearts of Iron 4, 1936, Soviet Union. This is a guide for historical on normal. I personally like Soviet Union. Out of the majors, it might be in the best position in terms of interesting things to do, interesting position in the world, and the national focus tree is large enough and good enough that you have actually interesting decisions to make. So the big thing, your USSR is historical, so I have to go down the purge, and you want the purge to be done ASAP. You want to start recovering from the purge ASAP. You also want to finish as much of the third 5-year plan as you can, because once you go to war with Germany, all of them except all the way down here gets locked. So you can go all the way to this line here, to one of the industrial modernization optimized production lines, whichever one, and then you have to finish the war to go down here. But you have to complete this before war. Once it's done, once it's started, you're locked out of this entire economy tree right here. Then you have Air Force. You get tons of Air Force debuffs, and you just don't even have time to deal with that. So first thing I'm gonna do 2 civs, 35 days. That's pretty efficient. Research, you only have 3 research slots, unfortunately. Research and industry as your priority. Construction 1. Basic machine tools. So you are on civilian economy as USSR. I'm pretty sure that was different, but anyway, until you switch, your priority is infrastructure. I would prioritize building slots because you need a bunch of extra factories to go down the 5-year plan. And secondarily, resources. You got 98 oil here, so you're going to be building infrastructure there sooner or later anyway. This is a bunch of resources plus building slots, Krasnodar, and then other high priority is 64 steel. That's pretty good. There's a one that has pretty high aluminum and chromium in the Urals, but there's only 1 building slot. And then ones that you will need infrastructure on: Moscow, Stalingrad, maybe Leningrad, but it's full right now. That's fine for now. Alright, mills. Probably just 1 truck for now. Let's see what the template is. So this plus maybe 1 engineer. That'll probably be my generic template. Maybe add a few more infantry. Like, you're basically meat walling, especially something like you're designed to meat wall, but you're doing this defensively. So you're basically just sitting in engineer, making them entrench as much, adding as much org just so they can hold, and then bleed out as much resources from Germany before the US ramps up, basically, and then you can start pushing. So production, 1 truck. Might just do a few light tanks, maybe just 2. Some on support, some on artillery. I might need to start anti-air. It's a good idea to do these planes around here. I'm just gonna end. The Soviet Union gets so many debuffs to the Air Force that it might be a long time before you get a credible Air Force, so anti-air is a pretty big deal. Also, the USSR is good if you don't like Navy, because you don't really have to deal with Navy that much. You're a central Eurasian power, right? You don't have to focus on Navy that much if you don't want to. You can just focus on the army. So what I'm going to do is just finish all these ships off, and then everything else will just be convoys. Alright, so the factories, something like that. Then dump everything else on infantry. Any extra mills I get, we'll just go on infantry for now. You got a bunch of just crappy units everywhere, and some of them are just burning supplies, so the ones in the east here, some in Central Asia, some of them down here too. You can just move them to like a supply hub, this is the local supply hub. That'll help. These ones over here, I'm just gonna fall back line them all the way back. Hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah. Alright, some pre-game cleanup. You got a bunch of planes. You can hit the plane tab and just select them all. Like I said, your Air Force will be really shitty. Unfortunately, you can't sell them. Like, you could try, but you're a communist country, so it's pointless. And last but not least, your Navy. I'm just gonna dump them all into Leningrad. You might get some minor convoy raiding in the Baltic, so sure. Also, you're one of those countries that gets enough fuel that your Navy can just train 100% of the time. You and the US. I suppose the UK could do that, but it would bleed so much of your civs that's not worth it. Yeah, just train them all. Got 15 coming in somewhere. Yeah, it's trying to get there. That's from Vladivostok. Alright, so you can't even finish the 5-year plan yet. You need 100 factories. And I only have 87, which is pretty bad. You can go infrastructure. I'm building infrastructure on states that actually want it, so probably work down. Starting the purge. Another thing about the USSR, most of the focuses are 35 days, so you're doing a lot of just like internal management, but at least, yeah, I need war support, so do anything you can get more war support. You can start the purge. I think you have to do all the way here, yeah. You might want to start the purge. You get a little bit of stability on the way. You could also go down this way. This is 35 days, 10 stability, 35 days, 10 stability, and a little bit of political power. I think I'm going to prioritize stability because I only have 28% right now. Oddly enough, you get really high stability with the Soviet Union eventually. So training everything, yeah, they'll periodically just need to be repaired, so just training everything. I might want to, I don't think it matters. I think they'll be able to pass through the Bosphorus Strait, so I'm not going to set that. Set the naval production to a specific port. Yeah, I'm prioritizing research speed. You only have 3 slots, so you want to get research speed early. I'll get that second 10% stability. It's only 35 days. You get a little bit political power. I might actually want to boost improved working conditions. I think there's a guy, popular figurehead, 15% stability for 150. Improved working conditions, I think would be better earlier, so I'm going to do that right now. Alright, this state has 100% infrastructure. I need a bunch of factories to do anything else on the economic side. So just gonna do civs, even though I'm still at civilian economy. Alright, I'm gonna start the purge. Let's go down this line. But I'm gonna spend the first 150 I get, well, the next 150 I get, I suppose. Dispersed is pretty good for Soviet Union. They'll be bombed a lot since your Air Force sucks ass. I'll get that 15% stability. It'll give you a little bit of everything. Stability gives you a little bit of everything. Political power gain, consumer goods factor, factory output, dockyard output. So if you're lacking anything that'll help you produce or snowball, and essentially stability. Yeah, this one is the purge, so I have to go down. Yeah, political paranoia has already started, so you're incentivized to go down the purge route. More civs. Just need to check out civs to go down that route. So while you're waiting to do that, you have to go down the purge. Reliability, sure. For the infantry Mayo. Alright, 36. Probably focus on the infantry Mayo. Do any infantry upgrades you can. You might want to do them ahead of time. I prefer not to, especially when you have three slots. Like, you want to be as efficient as you can with your research. Another 150 PP. Probably industry. You can upgrade this. It's just 10% industrial research right now, but you're very economically dependent as the Soviet Union. Start the purge. The purge is one of those chains that you have a cooldown inside of it. I think it's like 175 days. It's an odd amount of time. But yeah, I can't do the next one until 175 days. Political paranoia, 12%. So you got a little time to do something else. I suppose infrastructure, just in case I need to build. I have to do that anyway to finish the 5-year plan. But I might be able to get some states with 100% infrastructure and hopefully ramp up a little bit faster. So you're a communist country and you can go to war economy. If you had 50% war support, so you got 47 right now. Probably will have to wait until Japan declares war on China. And then you can do that. You could go partial MOB immediately if you wanted to, that's fine. But if you don't, this focus right here, and just making sure my political paranoia is above 20. This reduces your economy laws cost by 20%. So basically, you're gonna have to do that anyway, and it basically saves you 50 political power. Let's see, 150 right now. I'll check in a sec. Getting a boost to naval XP, sure, why not? Yeah, that doesn't matter for me, so I'm gonna hit it. Reduce the political paranoia, even though I don't have to. The alternative is to waste political power, so you don't want to do that unless you really have to. 36 radio. Got barely enough time to start anything else. Like I said, planes kind of suck for you right now. So artillery, infantry, anti-air, anything that boosts that. So I wouldn't usually do this, but you only have 3 slots. It's 1937, if you can see on the top right. It just flipped, so I'm gonna switch everything to my 1937 industrial research. It's very min-maxy for normal USSR, but I just want to show it. Like, you have 3 slots, and it kind of is a pretty big deal for the USSR. So, just to show that. you can do that, and you save progress with the other researches, is what I'm trying to show you. Captive industry might be good right now. Like I said, I need to ramp up. I still need 10 factories to go down, finish the 5-year plan. Alright, I wanted to check how long. Yeah, 120. So you save 30 political power, and you have to do that focus tree anyway. Political paranoia is at 2%. You can do whatever else. So you can get 2 military factories right here. It would be 105 days. You gotta do this 35 one. It gives you a little bit of air XP, whatever. But you do want to ramp up that factory count pretty quickly, which is why I'm just working on civs, even though I'm on civilian economy. 70 days, 2 mil, sure. Artillery. You might want a turtle with 3 defense. It affects everything. But also 10% breakthrough is just better, even though it's not useful defensively. I think it's the time where I need to start saving my political power so I can get partial or war economy ASAP. Like I said, because you're fascist or communist. If you're fascist or communist, you can go to war economy at peace, but you need 50% war support, which means I just have to wait for a world tension. There's absolutely nothing that gives me more war support, is there? I don't think so. Yeah, I just have to wait for it. Like I said, Japan declaring war probably will hit it. Alright, ignored political paranoia for a little bit. Can go down the purge. Perfect. I'll need... I think keeping Chiang Kai-shek alive hurts Japan more. I'm not sure on that. But this is also historical too. So in 1937 I just switched all the industry ones. You don't really need oil, so fuel refining is not particularly useful. I'm gonna finish radio. Let's see where my equipment's at. So if you look at your units, I'm just collecting them because I don't want to deal with it right now. But you have these NKVD ones that are extremely bad template. MPs, like MPs are not useful for the field. They're not for units that you use for attacking or defending. They're basically just for garrisons. But you need to go down Stalin's purge route to even delete them or do anything with them. So yeah, just delete those. I don't have any army XP, so I don't want to mess with that. But yeah, you'll get a bunch of resources just stockpiling, waiting for you to get a little bit of army XP. Then I'll do the template, and then I will start training. So, do I get any army XP from this? Not for a while. I might want to spend, since I have enough to switch to war economy when it switches, and probably something else, I'm gonna hit war army reformer, just a tick of army XP. There's the defense expert, which I should do, but I'm pretty sure he will get purged, so I'm not gonna bother. I just want the army XP. I could be wrong. Like, if he stays around, I can just get the defense expert later. Alright, so check political paranoia. Yeah, 150 days. Political power gain. Socialism in one country. Defensive. This reduces stability and war support, so I'm not even going to touch that until after I get war economy. Political power gain's pretty useful though. And none of these gives mills. None of the Air Force stuff. Like, you have so many debuffs. Every single one of these is a huge debuff decrease to your Air Force, but it takes so long to invest properly. Oh, you have a dockyards technically count for your factories, so 35 days, 2 dockyards. Yeah, that's worth doing. And I need political paranoia up a little bit anyway. So checking if there's any 100% infrastructure places I can build on. Nothing right now. And as I said, that spurs 2, so I can build a few more. And 1937, work on artillery. Artillery, infantry, engineer. And then maybe you'll get enough support equipment to do some else. Support a company. Maybe reliability or logistics. Alright. Japan's declaring. Need to work on my political paranoia. There we go. War economy. I'm still going to ramp up with civs. I don't have that many. In a little bit, I got to do a few more infrastructure. Anything that has building slots, anything that has resources. There's some in the east. It's kind of a waste because they have so low building slots with 36 aluminum, 34 steel, plus 12 aluminum. That's pretty good. 30 steel here. And then this has 8 slots, 43 steel. That's a pretty high priority one, actually. And then this one, because of one of the infrastructure focuses, a lot of these got extra, so anything has 80 and a bunch of slots, just do that. That's alright for now. Let's see what my Navy's doing. I'll just wait for that one to pop out. I think your default place for USSR for your ships to pop out is in the Crimea, so just keep that in mind. Oh, what's my political? Yeah, right wing training. That's an easy purge. I don't need that guy. Alright, I have enough army XP. I'm gonna add engineering company. I think I will add 2. I might do 1 artillery, so it'll be like a 11-1. It's very defensive, so that's fine for now. And then I will literally convert everything to that. Some of these are really low supply where... Yeah, I'll move these off. Move them to a supply hub. If you can look at everything that has red supply, you can reduce a lot of your attrition issues, and it just, in the long run, it'll produce more. It'll be less of a waste. The USSR might be one of the only countries that gets a train Mayo, and for this business Mayo research bonus, yeah, that's good. It can be used for tanks, but I don't think it's very good for tanks. You got the tank miles as USSR. Alright, checking for 100% infrastructure on nothing. Really? There's one. Alright, unfortunately you have to check your political paranoia every single time until the Great Purge is done. What do I want to use PP on? So there's propaganda. Like, you literally have a propaganda option thing, which I probably should do for political power dumping, because I'm starting to run out. I could do one of these guys, but during the purge, it's risky to use political power on anything because they'll probably get purged. I think it's actually increases the chance they'll get purged. So keep that in mind. If you can save your political power for something else, you might want to. But I got nothing. One building slot, that's a waste. Might as well save. So expand the agropop right here. It gives you political power dump and slight bonuses, and also you need to complete a certain amount of them to get all the way down here. At least 5 propaganda to get to this line, and there's a bunch of buffs. War support, guarantee cost, political power gain, research speed, depending on which path you go. Stability, puppet cost, recruitable population at the very end. You get Stalin buffs. Stalin becomes like a godlike figure at the end. I mean, in terms of the focus tree. Oh, I can continue the 5-year plan, so that's probably the highest priority thing right now. Okay, you need 100. It'll say in the top left. So you can just look at that. Once you get 100, just do that. Now I can start doing a little bit of mills. I'll do like half and half for now. Moscow's 100% too. Not quite 100%, or 50-50, but whatever. If you want to be super min-maxy, you would have them build one factory at a time, and then just make sure, like, you can do it manually to push up whatever the most complete factory is. But yeah, you would want them to complete like that. 1937. I'm gonna do armored train. Because I think armored train, oh no, you don't want to purge. This is one of your best generals, so if you can purge a lower skill general or field marshal, you probably should do that. Your political paranoia reduces less, but you need better generals. You need to preserve as much strength as possible. In fact, maintenance company, in fact, it might be time. I got a bunch of political power. It might be time for me to justify on Finland. Because for whatever reason, if you don't do the Winter War, Finland will still declare war on you when Germany does. So you gotta either cover this front or puppet them, and then that will cover the front. You can just let them stay at peace, and this front will just stay covered, and Finland won't be able to do anything. Like, they won't be able to help, but you don't have to cover this front. Or you can call them in and they'll have to cover this front, but they can't really. Like, you'll have to help them, you have to build supply hubs, you have to do stuff like that. So I'm gonna justify, and I'm gonna get that all the way 225 days. Alright, I got my templates. I'm gonna train just a bajillion of them, however many I can. 30 is, I guess, enough for right now. So I'm gonna check my units that are on the field. There's so many that are green, I don't think it's actually worth the time. I would usually just like destroy them and train them, but I think in this situation it's alright to just train like this, burn out your equipment, get a little bit of army XP. Yeah, I don't want Navy stuff. Maybe start investing in Air Force? Potentially excavation. Excavation's fine. That helps you. Where's this low supply? Right here. Because, you either just do the automatic purge or you gotta pay political power, which is fine sometimes. but you do need a lot of political power after the purge to just equip out your military staff. Also, you might need to switch up from volunteer only pretty soon too. Political paranoia 22. How many? One day and I can do this? Yeah. You definitely want the purge to be done ASAP. So you get tons more stability. That decision's not there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Improve working conditions. You have 3 choices here that are mutually exclusive, so you can only do one. I think I'm gonna try doing anti-air attack because I'm gonna wait on the Air Force for a while. So having your AA really good is probably useful. Alright, so my last ship popped out. I'm just moving them here, consolidate everything. My entire fleet will just be a raiding fleet for the Baltics, the Baltic Sea here. Alright, 175 days and the Great Purge will be done. You have Behead the Snake here, which is basically assassinating Trotsky. Which is valid to do. It reduces political paranoia by a lot, so I'm gonna wait for a while. Oh, I can't even continue this. You get your 4th research slot right here, so I can do that. Try to get that ASAP. In fact, I might want to dump some political power into paranoia, just so I can rush that research slot. Consumer goods factor. What's my factories look like? Inspection in the Army. Navy, I guess, is... No, Air Force, since I'm not going to have an Air Force for quite a while. Alright, when is justification done? 20 June? That's quite a while. Need a little bit more support equipment. Let's do... So I switched all my tank divisions. I might want to start training some of those. I should have kept a little bit, actually. Yeah, this is a pretty shitty template. How much? I'll wait until the maintenance company is done. So your trained mile has production output 6%, armor and air attack 6%, and 10% respectively. That's actually pretty good for a really hardened armored train. 265 armor, 1928 air attack. Like, if you're vulnerable to any sort of logistics, you definitely need armored train. Also need to apply, I forgot about anti-air. Support anti-air. Alright, let's see what the balance is. Alright. I can shift off from artillery. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably add artillery into it, so maybe I'll just do that now. Make it a closer to 25 width. Exactly 25 width. Alright, 38, research. Political paranoia is 18%, that's fine for now. In fact, I might inspection and administration. That or consumer good factor. I think I'd rather lose political power. So I'm gonna adjust this tank division up, maintenance. I guess engineer fine. Support artillery, support anti-air. No, I don't think artillery is necessary. Make it a 5-5. Sure. I'll switch 10 of them back to... You're a tank expert, right? 10 of them back to that tank template, then have them train. Sure. Okay, so eventually you have one of these advisors that's basically like your purge advisor. It increases paranoia. This is late in time in the game, so I think it's fine to switch it. That's fine. Okay, just the purge is almost done, so just do the basic one. I'm not gonna worry about that. 38 research, then infantry. Alright, in May I'm going to start setting up Finland. In fact, I probably should just start doing that now. I'll use 3 armies. I don't think I'll need more than that. More dudes on the front line over here is just gonna choke supply, so... Actually, I should promote someone else. I'll promote you to Field Marshal. That's fine. What do you got? Offensive? Shit. I think I'm going to make him defensive. Even though I'm going to use him as offense, I'm going to make him defensive so I don't have to switch. I can use him on the Eastern Front with Germany. Alright, so... Front line, shift, click, front line. Offensive line for planning bonus. Go ahead. It's my political paranoia at 12%. So keep going down. Get that 4th research slot. It's a pretty big one. It's a 33% increase when you only have 3, so it's a pretty huge upgrade. Alright, yeah, there's a bunch of attrition. Especially in Finland, yeah. They can't even supply properly. What you could do is motorize, see how much that helps. Helps a little bit. And it'll org you up. Infantry. Let's see if there's anything useful. Like I said, you don't really want to do anything, spend political power before the purge is done, so maybe I'll just wait. I can get that research slot and then finish the purge. Don't care about the Navy, sorry dude. In fact, this guy might be purged. This is why I don't like applying things until the purge is done. You try to just chill until the purge is done. Everything, yeah, there we go. I will use my planes in this situation. I'll just apply them. I don't want to deal with it, honestly. They're not going to do a whole lot. Declare war, push, maybe do some micro. Get one of these tanks to go... What? I can't move it? There we go. Snake up on the coast. And maybe they'll start repositioning and then leaving the front, losing their entrenchment bonus. Soviet volunteer group, that's for China. You might want to use your political power for that. You can get... Yeah, I'd spend some political power for war support. That one's a ticking one, and you need to be less than 50%. So even though I'm less than 50%, I still am war economy. I'm at war, so I guess it doesn't matter. 38, finish the radio. I got my 4th research slot. Political paranoia is at 42. Finish the purge. reparations. Apologize. Deny involvement. Like, that's a pretty big war support hit. Minus 5%. Yeah, I'll just deny. Sorry, Sweden. Alright, Helsinki is taken. Yeah, just use these tanks, get the VPs, snake around to make them reposition, and lose entrenchment bonus. Alright, hopefully I can just snake up here, and I don't have to deal with getting every single VP. Just tie them down, please. There we go. Yeah, I want to puppet them, so I'm gonna... The attack order just got canceled because I took everything in that, so gotta reapply it. Cancel the attack, redo it, then they'll be able to push again. Snaking around with the tanks, just get the VPs ASAP. Yeah, there we go. Puppet Finland, select it. I guess I'll take the 2 ships you got, sure, whatever. You can join my blob of ships right here. And they automatically spawn in Crimea, of course. Alright. So, Winter War, it was in the summer, but Winter War is done. Let's check. Still need to ramp up a little bit, I think, with civs. You will probably need to start trading, so having enough civs to cover that is useful. I think that's all the 100. Oh, there's one here. But I am going to start ramping up mills. And then anything that has resources, building slots, build some infrastructure in. Sure, whatever. Has a little bit of steel there, or oil. There's 50 steel here, only 2 building slots. .1938 got research, got infantry, got radio. Maybe invest in some logistics company. You'll have enough people, enough troops on the front line that you'll need something eventually. Something to open that bottleneck of logistics. So you're gonna be mostly convoy raiding us. I guess it doesn't matter. Like your navy is kind of junk. Your air force is kind of junk. It's just how it is. Need more artillery, support equipment, a little bit of everything, honestly. Set up a long fall back line. Hopefully that won't kill my supply and attrition me, but we'll see in a second. Need more artillery and partially tank production. So I'm gonna do an intel agency, get prepared for assassinating Trotsky. And now purge is done. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I probably should finish the 5-year plan. Is do as much as I can. Just focus on industry. I purged one of my advisors. I can get rid of this guy. This guy does minus 10% stability, so now the purge is over, I can do something else. Oh. I got nothing here, and it's expensive because of understaffed bureaucracy. How long does that take? Where is the debuff for that? November 1938. Okay, I'll just wait a little bit. Alright, so... yeah, excavation, sure. Trying to cancel knock... they can't attack. Can I lend-lease them? Nope. Need 50%. Interesting, but I can use political power. Sure. Air XP, naval XP. Sure. What a hero would I want? This gentleman maybe? I'll save. I don't have to spend PP immediately. Tank mile. Is this actually applied? If it is, I'll do it manually, yeah. Sure. And use the opportunity to auto upgrade. Alright. 100% infrastructure. States. I can shift click to just do it once if I'm gonna do that, but I like clicking, honestly. This is, what can I say? But I need more states with infrastructure. Yeah, I'm gonna need more building slots, just pure building slots. Here's 5 building slots, 80%. Here's 6 building slots, 6 building slots. And alternately, any place with steel or aluminum is a pretty high priority. It's got 20 here, but that ain't enough. 5 building slots, sure. Alright, so I got a spy, production output for trains, sure. I got a spy. I don't have the spy for killing Trotsky, but you want to build up an intel network in Mexico, because that's where Trotsky is. (1938). In fact, I don't have research facilities. I might want to invest in that. I'll do land and air, and at least start getting points for that. Look for anywhere like back here, just near Stalingrad, I suppose. Do a naval in Stalingrad. Where's air? Right here, okay. I'll do an air wherever this is. What cities near there? Doesn't even say. That's fine. Push those to the top, get those done ASAP. You just shift click arrow up to get them to the very top. And 1938. I'll do basic armor protection. That's technically useful for my tanks. I should invest in medium tanks though. 35-year plan. Going down here to reduce consumer goods factor. You can do this. It reduces construction speed for civs and increases construction speed for mills, which is effectively a buff for mills, which is not bad. Like, you're going to be focusing most land mills, so it's viable. You get research bonus for industry here though, and this one gives you infantry, yeah. And you can only use that for one of the big upgrades for infantry, so I think 2 industry is better. It's just generically better because you get more civs. This one's in cap, and then factory output. Both of them are fine. But yeah, you need to get down here. There's some optional ones like resource gain efficiency, which is pretty good. 10% that you need to do before you go to war, and this one's 5% factory dockyard output, which is pretty crazy that you need to finish before. So this is all high priority stuff to finish. It's industry, you want to get it out of the way immediately, and you need to do it before you go to war with Germany. Let's see, political power. Now I'm just gonna save it for a bit. Maybe replace this guy. He gives me minus 10 stability, so I want to get rid of him. Local power gain. I still haven't done agitprop, haven't I? Yeah, 5% political power gain is a joke. Communism support, it's not necessary. You're literally 100% right now. Maximum command power increase 30. That's not horrible. I get 1.03 per day. I want to just test. 5% is just plus, because you get a little bit more stability. It's a little more, so 1.03 is a 0.14 political power more. What would that take? 1,000 days, 3 years to pay for itself? That's fine, but don't worry about it. Yeah, med tank, sure. I will start developing a medium tank designer. Got enough dudes here that there's just too much supply for them. Hopefully we'll split up and it'll be dealt with good. Alright. So I need to finish all the industrial stuff. Also, I don't have to worry about the purge anymore. Construction, buff, yeah, definitely do that. It's 1939. I could have done the same thing I did before, just switch them up like this. It's not hugely necessary. Like, I'm not planning on building medium tank, so it's not a big deal that I switch off the medium tank. Sometimes you just want to finish the research just for the Mayo buff. Yeah, soft attack, yeah. Need a bit more artillery, light tank, and support. Maybe one more tank or train. Sure. Alright, so you can assassinate Trotsky. It's kind of an optional thing. You get 20% stability. I'm at 92%, so it's not a huge deal. I'm just gonna focus on... I need 150 factors for this one? Okay. So this one gives you 2 civs for 70 days. This is resource efficiency gain. And some synthetic rubber, synthetic oil production. You don't really need those ones. But you have to do them before you go to war if you're going to do them. So I'm going to get the 5% output and 2 civs. I think I'm going to add maintenance company and see what the support's, yeah, tons more. Let's do like that. I don't need infantry equipment for a while now. No, sorry, not going to invest in Turkey. This Mayo upgrade gives you a little bit soft attack, air attack for anti-air. I am anti-air, so also do want production. Maybe just production. You're a Soviet Union. Quantity does indeed have a quality all its own. Alright, 939. Industry is done, so infantry, then artillery is highest priority stuff. I'm going to use some naval XP. Alright, that's fine for now. Check 100% infrastructure states and just dump in mills. Yeah, just 5 mills, that's fine. Maybe I'll start alternating them. But I don't care that much, honestly. Alright. They literally have no scientists. I think the highest priority one is radar. Oh, you got some. Okay, good. Research bonus, that's pretty good. But you have no land research or 100 political power for this one. No skills, but you get some progress for breakthroughs, so you might as well just get it started. So it's getting close to World War II, and you'll have almost 2 years now. Like I said, you want to finish this stuff before 10% resource gain, 35 days. It's a pretty crazy upgrade, so I'm going to do that first. But I'm going to talk about the Baltics. So you have a focus tree that you can go deal with the Baltics. Basically, you have to pay political power, and then you annex them. So you have priorities, but you might want to start doing that, considering that you get the land, you get all their equipment. I don't think they're ever cores, no. They're not cores for the USSR, but you get all their equipment, and they come peacefully. It's probably a more higher compliance situation because of it. So you gotta finish the common turn, Baltic security, and then claims. So that's 140 days. I'll just head it at, like, collect political power and just get it out of the way. Then I can consolidate what I consider to be my front line. Any of these do trains, railway, artillery. The front line's just too long for that, I think. Japanese provocation at the border, migration pact with Turkey, sure. Baltic security. Sign the treaty. Artillery is done, so engineer 2. Maintenance company 2. Anything else I can put mills on? Yes, yes, yes. Don't go crazy with mills. You need some civilian factories. And anything with steel, aluminum, building slots. Get some infrastructure on that. Okay. See, the manpower is actually draining. But you're on volunteer only, so that's fine. Radar, it's like the highest priority, special research. Artillery done. I have anti-air, so you gotta focus on that too. Make sure to remember. Upgrade artillery. Let's see, logistics. Just more support, basically. Maybe a bit more trucks. Yeah, I'll do like that. More support. That's fine for now. Claims in the Baltics, 70 days. So when you take the Baltics, you'll get a shit ton of new infantry equipment, just equipment in general, and taking them prevents Germany from invading and taking them all that equipment when they capitulate, so it's pretty important. Like, it's a pretty large swing of equipment. Oh, god damn it. Well, he's gonna die. Just chilling in Mexico, gets caught. Yeah, he'll probably get executed. Yeah, I didn't want to do Trotsky yet because I got 92% stability. It's not a huge deal for me right now. Alright, 1939, the very end. Actually, I do have to change from volunteer only to limited conscription now. There are things that boost up your manpower, it's just that it's not a particularly high priority for me right now. A logistics company, I'll use that eventually. start working on your automotive mile. Automotive mile is honestly a very low priority unless you're doing lots of mechanized, which typically most people don't. Like, it's a pretty, like, you're 44 or 45, you're doing mechanized, you can. But at that point, it's like, you either won if you haven't won. Alright, I don't want to deal with that right now. So now you got a bunch of new decisions. Send ultimatum, Baltic diplomacy ultimatum. So 75 PP. Let's just do north or south. Estonia, Latvia. Wait for 75. Do Lithuania. So I'm very curious what the difference between infantry, like just 38-ish thousand right now. I'll go back in a second. Do I want to do any more claims? No. So this is the last 5-year plan that I can do before actually going to war and then winning a war with a major power, so yeah, you might as well. 39. Maybe start investing a med tank. Oh, let's finish that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I want to do med tank designer. Alright, so I'm going to change my fallback line. I'm actually going to avoid the eastern polar states. I think it's like this. Okay. Is this part of it? Whatever, I'll take this because I'm going to defend parts of Lithuania, I suppose. So I'm doing that because I think it's no step back. You have this Scorch Earth option. It takes 5 political power and disables railways and damaging them, preventing them repairs. So if you want to play defense in depth, you can get declared war on. You pop all these Scorched Earth states in the front line. These are not cores for you anyway. Oh, this one is. That's fine. This is a better front line. It would be bulgy like this. I guess it's not a huge deal to shift it, kind of. What is this territory right here? Like, this is protected by rivers, so it's actually really easy, or easier. Plains, forest. This is protected by a river, kind of, too. Marsh. No, that's fine. So, like, you're gonna have to play defense in depth. You're probably, like, it's possible, but you're probably, okay, 33.4. Eh? There we go. Yeah, almost 30,000 more infantry equipment, so it's a pretty big boost. Tons more support equipment. Just crazy amount of equipment that you can dump into the field, like, nearly immediately. So wait until Lithuania is done. Then put a proper fallback line. Yeah, armored support equipment. Research that. Checking for any states that has 100%. Yeah, I'm good on civs for right now. Just do a little more civs and then dump some more infrastructure on places. This has 77 steel, but it is also close-ish to the front line, so you want to prioritize the rear in terms of investment, economic stuff. So a bunch of resources here, steel, steel. Alright. Medium tank. I think this is medium tank. No, this is fast tank designer. It says it in the bottom here. I don't particularly care, but I am producing fast tanks, so get that upgrade. The USSR has enough resources that they can invest in a defensive template and an offensive template, which is nice. Oh, that was the fast. It's alright. It's not a big deal. Yeah, 75 PP for Lithuania, so that's the next thing I need to do. 2 rubber. I don't want to trade for 2 rubber. Yeah, I'll just leave it for now. %, production and output cost reduction for support equipment's pretty good. You're not going to use this for armor, so this is the train mile, railway, artillery. Yeah, that's probably the last useful one you'll get for now. 1939 MP might be useful. You don't really need it for manpower, but it does help with your equipment situation. I'll invest in a little bit in Mountaineers. Alright, 77 PP for Lithuania. I am done with the 5-year plan for now. I should have done Agripop a long time ago, but I can ramp up the propaganda pretty quickly. It's not a huge deal. Okay, let's see what sort of 36,000. It's only like 5,000 infantry. That wasn't that much. Alright, so I'm gonna build... Oh, I don't want them over max. 24 is the max for now. Eventually, if they fight enough, they'll get 30, so... Changing this... Let's see. Do I have resistance? Kind of. In Lithuania, it is starting, and it's not a core. What is a good fallback line? Right around this river? Do something like... that's an awkward line. Like this? Along this river and hold down there. You have another fallback line, whatever this is. Is this the Dnieper? Yeah, it's along Kyiv. But also you have this river down here, which is a good defense line. This is alright for now. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Got 4 more army groups here, just whoever. Gotta make sure everything's properly motorized because supply is going to be an issue. Let's see, we need more trucks. A little bit more trucks. I'll trade for 4 rubber, that's fine. British Malaya. This guy will be Defender 2. As well, I mean. Defender as well. So, the softest part of the front line will probably be the middle here because there's no huge river. I'm gonna put my second Army Corps like this. It's unfortunately overlapped, and let's try to make them higher contrast colors. One's red and one is yellow? Okay. So the red one doesn't extend as far as the yellow one. So we'll hit that. Supply looks actually pretty good. I might Like I have so many troops on the front line right now, I might want to adjust logistics maybe. Motorized recon. Armored recon. One thing you could do, this is not a bad idea, is convert all these, like tank divisions aren't that great for defense, so I'm gonna try doing armored recon on my infantries. And let's see what happens to light tank. 27,000. I need tons more, but anyway, eventually I can put dozers. I can probably do it now, can I? As long as you have engineering 2, I believe. You can touch your light tanks, yeah, put some equipment on it. Dozer Blade gives you +1 entrenchment, like just straight up +1 entrenchment, which is pretty crazy if you're being defensive. So you put this on support, and then you put it on your infantry, and they get +1 entrenchment, plus recon. Sloped armor, 25% armor, and let's see, secondary, soft attack, hard attack, breakthrough. Soft attack reliability. Reliability plus 10% also production cost. That's actually pretty crazy. And you have shit reliability right now. I need to adjust max speed. Doesn't matter for support. So reliability. Cast armor. Don't want to use more chromiums. You could? Let's try. Let's see how much chromiums they use. How much do I have? Yeah, I have tons of chromiums, sure. So, welded armor requires chromium, don't need speed, so breakthrough or reliability. I guess breakthrough? 10 engine, yeesh. Alright, max armor. You can boost up speed a little bit. I don't know if it'll actually matter. Just do around 100% reliability. Save that. Produce that with the Dozer Blade. Let's see. Don't need as much support equipment right now. Just need a bunch of light tanks. Do something like that. Check trade. Nope. Alright, so I got maintenance company on my dude. It's level 2, so I probably have enough reliability I can just train right now. And you want your dudes to be at least off green, but ideally regular. 25% buff just for that. It actually helps you snowball. So Baltic's done, economy's done. Now you have to try to rush your military stuff. Army military reorganization is a pretty important thing to get done immediately. And then you can get down to experts in camouflage, which is 5%, or just max entrenchment 5. You get 2 entrenchment buffs. This one, experts in camouflage, and somewhere else. It's like on this side. Anyway. If you can't find something, this is a good excuse to do this. You can search impregnable force, entrenchment speed, max entrenchment. Oh, that's like a state buff. I spelled it wrong. Oh, this one too? Plus 5% max entrenchment. This one's plus 5, and then plus 5%. So they're different. And this one gives you max, or land fort and coastal fort. That's okay. That's a lot to try to turtle. I mean, I suppose you could. You have enough factories to do that, so if you really wanted to, you could try land fort turtling. It'd be really effective along rivers. Reliability for truck Mayo. Check for states with 100% again. And just dumping in some mills. Mill. Push all these down, sure. 1940. You do have a buff, a research bonus for nuclear research, so I'd probably wait on that. Anyway, highest priority is computing machine anyway. Like it's 1940, you still don't have your 4th slot, or 5th slot. Infantry stuff. So you got your northern front handled. Turkey can join the Allies. You automatically... I think you're the one that has the choice of declaring war with Iran. I don't know why you would, unless you're just like, okay, I got tons of stuff, so I might as well. I'm trying to rush military reorg, so cohesion first is probably better. Cav attack, who cares about that? Who's going to do cav builds with anything other than maybe Poland? So 5% org is huge. Just an org buff. The Red Army gives you a minus 15% organization debuff. That sucks. This is the fast tank. What do I want? I don't really need... Yeah, 5% armor, that's fine. Alright, I'm getting way too much support equipment unless I add something. Like, supply is pretty good. Nothing... Like, I can expand a little bit. If you want to do that, you can, listen, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I got the agripop. Probably the highest priority is accomplish high yield. It's just consumer factory goods. Like, if you dump this, you can help your civilian factories ramp up faster, but it costs more every time. 15 is really cheap, so I think it's like 15, 30, 60, 120. So it just doubles every time. Need more light tank. Don't need more supports for now. Do a few more trains. Alright, that's good for now. So I think you're basically on a trajectory for the war. You're not doing anything else other than like research, economy. You could request or demand Bessie Arabia, but this is a larger river, so it's easier to defend there. Like, you can request it just so that Romania doesn't have it, but they'll just take it back again, and it's also a core, so it's not particularly useful. Also, you have just so much other higher priority stuff than to spend time and political power on Romania. This is a 2-year ahead of time buff, so I'm going to just use it now for construction. Radar's good. I haven't even touched any of the Air Force stuff. Like, my Air Force is so debuffed. Air XP, a lost when killed, minus a plus 30%, 75% air exchange. Like, it's crazy. That is literally makes your Air Force useless until you fix nearly everything. Getting max naval XP, like, it's just sitting there. It's not particularly important for Soviet Union, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. We have military, like, almost a full year before war starts, so I don't have to do this immediately, but I do want all the entrenchment stuff done before, so I can make sure I get the max entrenchment bonus. Maybe want more radar. 1940, got infantry done, so focus on artillery, anti-air. Romania joins the Axis. Great. Great. What do I do with this political power? I have no idea. Military theaters probably, because I'll start. You might actually want to do this. Static warfare plus entrenchment speed, max entrenchment. Yeah, this... You're communist, you can do weekly manpower, but that's not that good for a major. I'm gonna do division experience, and then I'm not gonna touch this because I think I'm gonna switch to grand battle plan just for the entrenchment bonus. So I'll need 110. Oh, I can do it right now, sure. Yeah, I'll do it. Then once I have 20 army XP, I'll do theater training, which gives you tile trait bonus plus up, or XP bonus, whatever it's described as. A soft attack for armor, sure. So this army is not applied to this fallback line, it's the red one. So it's actually very difficult for me to do it. I'll just hold for now. The Germans will push up to the front and then I'll just change it to a front line, so it's not a big deal. Infantry mile. Breakthrough production, I guess. It doesn't require XP, so I can just do it now and not have to remember about it. Go down artillery, anti-air, infantry, it's the highest priority stuff. I might want to start investing in air stuff. In fact, no, I'll finish medium tank, mid tank designer. Light tanks aren't that bad, but you probably do want medium tanks to push. Finish goods. Alright. There's more mills. More. Anything back here? Then I gotta find more states. 38 chromiums. Building slots or resources. There isn't a whole lot. I don't need chromiums that much. Got steel here, but I don't want to do anything close to the front. There's 6 slots up here. There's a bit of oil. I don't really need more oil. 6 slots, sure. 6 slots. 4 slots. This is kind of the awkward thing about the Soviet Union is you have a bunch of states and very little building slots in any of one of them. You don't have to build infrastructure, but if you're just gonna cap out on stuff immediately. This is a 35-day focus, so I am going down this way. This is your 5th research slot, but you need a bunch of stuff in this side. Anyway, this is a max entrenchment too, so let's get some of this stuff done. There's anti-air, soft attack, sure. Anti-air 2, artillery. Check logistics, just need more light tank. That's gonna help because those light tanks have the dozer blades, so it just gives everything else one more entrenchment. Let's look at the units, actually. Entrenchment bonus here, 55% max. Base maximum 5. And templates gives +5. Trench warfare gives +10. You have multiplicative modifier static warfare 10%. Field marshal 30%. And then the gain is how fast you entrench, because units will move and then they'll start to entrench, so sometimes you need very fast entrenchment. Let's start doing a few fighter stuffs. Just make sure I'm prepped for the day that I actually fix my Air Force. But make sure to use your XP, or make sure you're not close to 500 is the cap, so anytime you're close to that, just dump. It's fine. Especially when you're at war, you'll start getting crazy XP. They kind of make XP way too important, and the only way to get it consistently is just recruit someone in your military staff, which I kind of don't like. I need to finish the means to end to wage war, which is over here. Production cap is pretty good. Max entrenchment, land fort. I might do some land forts just to see. Like, it's not crazy difficult to turtle as Soviet Union, so it's probably not necessary, but it does help, like, relieve stress on some of the sides. Like the flanks, you don't want to fall on the south here next to the river, or here, and start letting them flank from the sides and slowly collapsing like your soft center here, your soft century nougat. 1940, sure. So the first mechanized you get 100% hardness on, yeah, on trucks, which isn't a lot, but it helps. It's better than nothing. You have some trucks. What trucks do I have? Motorized? Just a motorization for the supply, I guess. So I think it's time to start building a reserve army. I got enough on the front line, that's not an issue. Like, I have so much resources, man. But we'll see once they attack. You'll burn through crazy amounts. So you want the bodies. You definitely want as many bodies out on the field. And a lot of them will get encircled, just how it is. I'll get that 5th research slot. But now I can build some land forts. Like I said, I'm going to work on the flanks. This is the ones covered by the river, so it's super difficult to hit those anyway. And some behind this river here. It's got a fort already. Actually, I think I am going to up the roads on these states. And I'll actually push those to the top. I'll do the land forts in the meantime. I can't scroll to the bottom. Oh, this is the bottom? Alright. I'm in no rush. June 41 is the historical date of the start of the war. It might be slightly earlier, but it's not going to be a huge deal. I'm entrenched in the fallback line. Remember, you do need a bit of political power when you do Scorched Earth, so just keep that in mind. I think there'll be like 8-10 states. Should be about 50 political power. Mid-tank Mayo, doesn't matter right now. Could do a 1940 tank. Can go anti-tank. I'm not building anti-tank, but anti-tank is useful for CAS, because you get an anti-tank cannon. Coordination technically helps your army too, so radar is not completely useless. Coordination is like everything fires on one thing, and then they get killed like sooner, so you're kind of more effective. It's not a huge buff, honestly, but it's something to consider if you have absolutely nothing else to upgrade that will affect your army. I don't want... So, metal bearings do help tanks. They help planes mostly, which is why I didn't take it. But you also lose civilian factories, so I didn't want that either. Alright, let's check agitprop. We done? Okay, I'm gonna do some supply maintenance. So, transport of the sibling of the Red Army reduces supply consumption, which is pretty good. And supply hub construction, railway construction, is 15% faster. There's a few spots that I should prioritize, open up the bottleneck a little bit. Just one there, one there, one there, one there. And this might need a supply hub. I don't want to do it straight on the front line, so yeah, these ones kind of need a little bit more. And then something between this port and this hub, like right here, that's fine. And it might actually be faster to just push everything down. I hit that button to make everything faster for railway supply hubs, so you want to prioritize that first. $1940, I guess excavation. I think this uses the same research boost. I don't like using that research boost for anything other than construction. Maybe damage control for your navy. Which one? I guess backseat feet, just because it's generic. It'll affect most ships. If for whatever reason you want to develop a navy. So if you have two max entrenchments, if you have two entrenchments, this is max entrenchment plus 5%, max entrenchment 5. Oh, yeah, the entrenchment speed 5%. That doesn't matter. Max entrenchment 5, the flat one, is the big one. Damage reduction against cast is pretty good too. I don't think I need artillery defense. That's pretty good. But I'm gonna make sure I get that entrenchment. Theater training. 1941. Got a few more industry to do. I don't care about that Navy thing, so I'll do Disperse 4. You might want to go total mob when you get to war, so you might want to save PP for that. Also, you might want to just invest in your spy network. That'll help defend. You get much less planning bonus, so Elusive Gentleman, start upgrading your agency. Army, Air Force, Navy is the high priority ones. But you need to go up to 5 to get that extra spy slot anyway. Plane Mayo, don't matter. It's gonna be a while since I'll even contest the air. 1941, industry's done. I guess artillery. You have nothing on infantry. 1941 to 1942. You got 100% boost. You technically could do the infantry 3 ahead of time. I'm gonna avoid doing anything ahead of time if I can. Still don't even have a 5th slot, and I avoided going down it for experts in camouflage. I also kind of need an extra propaganda slot. You can do 35 day for another propaganda slot, or 70 day for one of these ones. This gives you more manpower, non-core manpower, recruitable population factor. It's probably generically just better than positive heroism. And 10 stability, that's pretty good. 5% division recovery rate. It's pretty good too. I think I'll just do collectivist propaganda. It's just generically better. Army Department, Air Force Department, Naval Department. Just doing counter-intel for now. I'll wait until I'm at war. Alright, so this is where you gotta wrap it up. Gotta make sure whatever you want done before the war is done is done. Gonna do the tanks, light tanks, right there. Check my logistics. I mean, I got plenty of dudes, plenty of everything. Couldn't use more infantry. A little less truck, a little less artillery, a little less everything except infantry. I think that's fine. Breakthroughs for truck don't even matter. That's not, at least it applies automatically. I think some of the truck ones just apply automatically for some reason. I don't understand the rules for what upgrades for Myos just get applied. I think I'm gonna do, so prox views from the Navy research facility is actually pretty useful for a lot of things, not just Navy, but for anti-air and also artillery, so you probably want to start doing something maybe even earlier than now, but it's not going to be a huge issue. So this is a 25. I just want to keep it like that. Anything that I can use to fill up the back. Also, probably take this opportunity, train, that's completely trained, train everything, because I got plenty of equipment, it's fine. In fact, I need more infantry equipment. Less artillery. Less support. That's fine for now. Alright, finally. Non-aggression pact with Japan. I don't want to deal with that front. No one wants to deal with Siberia. It sucks. In fact, I think I'll actually stop training. And what I'll do is med tank. I'll start developing a counterattack unit. I don't have any good med tanks. I have to do it myself. Anyone done? 1940 med tank. Ah, shit. I guess I'll just hold. So, I have Air Force. I'm actually gonna cancel it. I don't want to lose it right now. 74% accidents. Like, if they're not even worth training. So, I'm just gonna let them sit here, merge them, and I'll wait. They'll get used up eventually. Alright, I have another propaganda slot. Accomplish high yields. A little bit more factories. Let's check supply. I think that buff's still applied. 57 more days, yeah. So any places that need railways, just a little bit. This one's not connected to anything, so make sure to connect that. Select that. I guess 3 is fine. Check the front line. Anything that's close to cap. This is 25 out of 25, so open up that bottleneck. 22 out of 25, sure. 16 out of 20, sure. Alright, let them run. Focus. Got close to maxed war support, maxed ability. I guess just get the research slot. Or 5% artillery defense, that's pretty good. Sure. Honestly, I don't need the research slot immediately, especially once I start fixing the Air Force, which I could be doing. I definitely do need that research slot. Artillery upgrade. 1941. Industry is done. Yeah, artillery is... I'm done with that too. I guess I'll work on anti-tank a little bit. I do need to do the med tank. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to do any serious counterattacking for a while. You're basically supposed to hold for like a year straight, and then start doing your anti-tank stuff, or anti-counterattack stuff. Counterattack. I was just thinking of anti-tank counter. It's like a counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. Like, who says counterclockwise? Who says anti? I always say counter. I think it's just Americans say counterclockwise, actually. Yeah, med tank. Med tank designer. This is useful for your fast tanks anyway, so it's not a big waste to upgrade your tanks. I didn't touch recon 2. I have the tank recon, so yeah, I definitely want some recon bonus. Recon's really good for, okay, it's a declared war. I got all the political power, so check the states. Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth. State not under control. Literally took one, because it's that's lame, dude. Literally, because it was 5 speed. And they took that one tile. I can't do it. That's lame. So one of them I won't actually be able to get. These some weirdly shaped states. That one, okay. I don't have that one, okay. Alright, how many was that? Like 12? 12 states? Alright, stop naval training exercises. Let's get this guy spotting speed, sure. Torpedo. Torpedo. And I'll just have him as a blob. Do convoy rating. Whatever, as long as they're not gonna do it. Go over here. Yeah, just lower Baltic Sea. Just have him as a blob. Detonate rails. I've never done that before? No, I'm sure I've done that. How have I never done that? I can't believe I got an achievement from that. Yeah, you see, because I technically control them still, it's my repair, but I'll lose the state, so it's not going to matter in a second. Mills. Just anywhere mills. 100% infrastructure, just shift click, get all your mills, and maybe a few civilian factories after that, so you don't have to worry about construction. Like, I have how many in use? Construction 91. Yeah, that's a crazy amount. I probably don't even need to build any more civilian factories, and I get more from trade as time goes on. Alright, so I'm gonna do the non-aggression pacts, because if their opinion is higher of me, it might be possible for them to lend lease me. Like, I don't really need it, but yeah, it's like I'm not gonna worry about it, whatever. Can I get another doctrine? No. Okay, I'm good. So now you're at war. You need to finish desperate measures. You need to finish that to get to lessons of war, which basically makes your army more efficient. Removes division organization debuffs. You need to get access to more buffs down here. So desperate measures is like the first thing to do. You got some PP, you can do whatever. Army regroupings, decent. You don't have an infantry expert yet, so concealment, like you don't have an air force, so enemy air support minus 10% is actually pretty good. Is that my naval? Need 100 PP for that. That sucks. So the middle is the soft part. I got a bunch of forts and rivers on the flanks. So chances are, if they can get through the middle, they might get through. They might be able to push. They might not. 41 radio. Radio helps. Anytime you got enough to get another doctrine, you probably should spend it ASAP on anything, honestly. Any of these, sure. Interception, ground support. Doesn't matter for air because I have nothing in there right now. Like, it just get obliterated. So they took one of the points in your fallback line. You can just delete. Then front line, shift click, just apply it automatically. I got a few in reserve, and I think I'm just gonna put them in front line. It seems like they are stressing this. No. They're stressing this side pretty good, so do something like that, and maybe right there. Change the color so it's not yellow as well. I guess blue, sure. Make sure it's applied. Shift click to assign, shift right click to select. And defend. Everything is defense right now. Guerrilla fighter affects what? Entrenchment speed. I don't really want that right now. And I want the naval. Naval, yes, right here. Alright. I didn't put any forts in the middle, so they'll probably be able to push. I don't want to deal with expeditionary forces. So, let's see. Equipment looks fine. I got crazy amounts of just stuff. Max speed. You don't really need fuel efficiency as the USSR. Alright, so you need to wait until Desperate Measures is done to get to Lessons of War, so I guess we're doing research slot. Because got jack shit else to do. Like, they're getting some. There's mostly green, so you're mostly holding. In some tiles, they actually are pushing. Like, some of the soft center, they probably can get through. Mm, 41, you might actually want to do something at a time. I guess I'll finish the tank stuff. But they are pushing at very high cost. 10,000. Yeah, just way too much stuff. I might have to do, let's see. Okay, so I have support anti-air, support artillery, so I'm gonna put artillery, anti-air on the main body. It'll boost my combat width, but that's okay. Logistics company. Nothing. And maybe just support artillery back on. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, 29 combat width with logistics company. Needs more artillery production. So I'll boost that. What do I have tons of? Infantry, truck, support. No, I want some trucks. I'm gonna lose a lot because I have no air. And I have very little anti-air. Defensive doctrine, unyielding defender, just Max defense for right now. Breakthrough. Yeah, I'm gonna get breakthrough, yeah. So this bottom one gives you defense and heart attack. So I'm gonna have to get through breakthrough, which is useless on defense. But that's just what you have to do. Got plenty of resources right now. What do you want to give me? Toratori, finish. Yeah. So, oh, did they declare war on Finland too? I guess they did. I might actually want to start training just like 24 just to fill up that hole up there. Just one set of 24, put on Moscow, let them train up. I'm not worried about most of this resource. Actually, I guess I'll redeploy. Just 24 here. Yeah, that's fine. Like, if they want to push through here, fine, let them. It's stupid too. Alright, checking the front line. It's 5 speed, so I should be looking at here the whole time. I'm actually not that threatened. Normal's not that hard, and I have Dozer Blade, Tank Recon. Like, this is very defensive. This is a crazy defensive line. I'm actually gonna do Infantry Expert in preparation for an attack. But like I said, they're expecting you to wait for an entire year to finish Desperate Measures. 41. It's getting... actually, I'll finish Field Hospital. Field Hospital is pretty good in 42, 45, and it's very good for offensive units. Like, if you're doing a pushing unit, these are defensive. They shouldn't actually attack with these. I need to set up a medium tank division. So I'll start producing that stuff. Need more artillery, anti-air. Artillery, got plenty. Trucks. And that's about it. Alright, 5th research slot. Anything else? I'm at 82% stability. Let's see what else I can do. Research speed, production, efficiency growth. That's pretty good, but not great. I need to finish 2 more propaganda campaigns to even do this for the stability. Stability or war support. Stability is probably better. I can also go down this way, just 5% stability. This is 10% stability. I don't have to do anything else to boost. Prediction, goods, factory factor. That's not that useful for me right now. How many do I have? In construction, 92. Yeah, I don't care about that. Adaptable. Army, winter attrition. Heat attrition. I don't know why attrition is an awkward word to say. Attrition. It's like a purple burglar alarm for me. Or like proliferate. Purple burglar alarm. Attrition. So it is winter, it's getting close to winter, and terrain traits XP gaining, that's actually pretty good, so anything to boost up army a little bit, boost up your defense, getting XP. I don't want to look at the casualty counts because I know it's already stupid. Infantry expert, you already get 13% infantry defense from infantry leader, so I'm assuming you're like not in desperate situation. You don't really need to get ambusher, in my opinion, which is just entrenchment, extra entrenchment, which is effectively more defense, which is fine. 1941. There isn't much army stuff that I want to do. Light tank, yeah, I'm gonna have armored recon, so you're gonna need light tank anyway. And once that's done, I'll just do a new template. 41. I got a construction. It's a boost for construction and excavation, but I'd rather just use it for construction. I guess fuel refining. Let's see how much I get. 12,000 per day, consuming 900. It's because I have no Air Force, and then the only thing I'm using is my ships. Have I actually done anything with these? They got into a battle and then they just left because they needed repair. Alright, so Pearl Harbor. That'll hopefully reduce the amount of pressure I have on me. Soon-ish. 110 Army XP for defense. Org, that's pretty huge. What is your org at? Before I click it. Organization is... Come on. 36? Okay. So it's just straight up infantry plus 10 org. 36. And now... 41. I mean, it's like a... What? 1 in 7 increase? What would that, the percentage of that be? I don't know, 16%? I mean, it's not bad. If they stay there and they don't de-org and they don't have to move, they keep their entrenchment bonus, so organization helps that. Alright, PP. What do I want to use PP on? Concealment for any enemy air support. Let's look. They have enemy air superiority, so what sort of bonuses do they get? Air support 15%. Yeah, they get 15%, 15.5% air support. So let's see what that changes with concealment. Enemy air support minus 10%. I'm pretty sure that's multiplicative. I'll check in a second once I get this research done. I might want to invest in something. Armored maintenance? Armored engineer? Sure, whatever. Alright, it was at 15, now it's at... this is a different place, so it's not going to be the same situation. Nope. Is it because at night they don't actually have a bonus? Maybe 10% is just flat. Like, they just don't have the bonus anymore. That's crazy if that's true. Like, they just don't have air superiority bonus. I'm just going here. This is the last qualitative thing. These are production buffs, which I don't need. I do need artillery, so slightly less infantry, slightly less truck. I'm producing very few trucks as it is. Waiting for med tank to be done. Oh, it is done. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start shifting med tank. Use the XP while I have it. 3-man. Medium armaments. Probably just soft attack. Whatever does the best soft attack. Radio. Sloped armor. It's the T-34. It's gotta have sloped armor. Easy maintenance. And your reliability is shit right now. Wet armor? Wet ammo? Yeah. Doesn't need speed. Actually, I'll keep the speed. This will probably end up being a motorized, mechanized tank division, so it needs a bit of speed. I don't need the chromium, so let's put welded armor. Reliability or max speed. Let's try max speed. This is medium tank? Yes. Okay. Blah. Check auto upgrade. I want the speed to be like 10-ish, so I'm gonna do max engine. Actually, shit. It's about where I want it then. The reliability's shit though. It's max speed, max speed. Let's switch to reliability. Okay, maybe it will be an infantry med tank, so it doesn't need anything higher than 4. Yeah. So I don't have enough army XP. Design's too expensive, so I'm gonna do mid. I'll just save this thing, and you can save it. You can close this, and then come back to it once you have enough army XP. All right, so I need more mills. Just to focus on the mills and infrastructure. Anything back here? Yeah, 3. Maybe some chromiums, Vladivostok, sure. Alright, so you can push if you want to, obviously. I wouldn't. I would wait until Lessons of War is at least done. Let's finish Agropop. So you're at war, you get a few more things. Factory output's pretty good, weekly manpower, whatever. Yeah, sure. These are 15 PP, so it's not like I feel guilty. Army XP gain up, breakthrough up. That's decent. I'm not attacking right now though, so production's probably better right now. Maybe get the 3rd slot right here, 35 days to get the 3rd Agropop slot. I don't know if they made the AI dumber. I think they used to stop attacking at a certain point, but it seems that they like just wasting all their manpower now. I'll get anti-tank too. I think that's the last upgrade for Cass, which I'm not going to do anything with right now, but it's nice to believe, nice to think about it. I could use a little more light tank production now, can't I? A little less infantry. Alright, I got another slot for what? Research speed 2%, basically nothing. Research speed's 5%, that's not bad. Division attack, division defense on core territory. I think all of this is core territory now? Is this considered core? Yeah. Core, yeah. I could actually just check resistance. Okay, so these are the only ones that are not core, and I got max land forts on this line, so that's actually pretty good. Which one was it? For the motherland? No. Sweep the scum out? Yeah. Attack and defense in core. That's pretty good. Alright, the north's held. I could... do you want to build some supply? Do you want to build some trains? I suppose I should. At least to here. This is a 3, so I'll do 3 all the way to the capital. Helsinki, yeah. Make sure the line is... Okay. Let's push this to the top. It isn't too much, so it'll be done real quick. Got Agropop done. I could assassinate Trotsky just for the 20 stability. It's not that big of a deal for me. Cult of Personality. I don't think that's a big deal either. I'll get the... I've been delaying the 5th research slot for a really long time. Let's look at the casualties. Yeah, 2 million Germans dead by the Soviet Union. They've killed 214,000. It's a 10-to-1 ratio just because it's defense. And they don't seem to be very concerned about stopping. Oh, Sicily's captured. That's good. They're technically on the continent, so that should help a little bit. 42, research. Here's a push. It was red for a little bit, but yeah, they can't quite do it. It's probably possible for me to push, but if they're attacking me uselessly, it might as well just wait. Desperate measures still need to be finished. You have some options up here. Order 227 staggered retreat. They haven't actually pushed far enough for me to even hit those buttons, so I'll just wait. You could start doing combat casualties, so utilize domestic film industry, maybe. It's just a 10% flat upgrade to war support. I don't think there's anything useful here right now. Stability, operative slots. I literally just didn't think about my spies, so they seem to think this is the bulge right here, so I'm gonna put the spies right here, and slowly they'll get less max planning and less max entrenchment somehow. Like you're fucking up with their digging somehow. It doesn't make any sense. Limited conscription. I am almost out of manpower though. I got a ton in the field. All the infantry. Actually, I'm going to take a break. Alright, a little bit of time skip. It's August 1942. Desperate measures finally done, so I can do Lessons of War, which is 5% org, division org, 10% army XP. It's not a huge deal. Minus 25% experienced soldier losses, which is pretty crazy. Also, your generals get slightly better. So I would suggest being super defensive until that. I've also been working on fighters. Like, I got so much just stuff just because I've been holding, and I don't want to go up. I have to go up mobilization to extensive in a second because I'm really low, but I didn't want to attack until Lessons of War is done. So yeah, we're holding. I am slowly deploying fighters. I'm not exercising yet because the air accident debuff is so high right now. Let's see if we can find... There's just so many debuffs, man. Which one's the Air Force? This one. Air accidents chance is plus 25%. It was plus 75%. Yeah, it's pretty bad right now. And since you're so behind and they have so many doctrines, you will probably get wrecked. So wait until everything, like almost everything in terms of your air focus tree is done. I'm waiting for improv expert. But after this is over, we could at least test. Get some aluminum without using convoys from British Malaya. 1942. Alright, I did skip some 1942, so priority is research speed, then infantry, artillery 3, and then probably engineering company 3. You can work on infantry stuff. You have the first anti-tank, so it's 100% piercing, 25% heart attack for infantry. They have very little to start with, but it does help a lot if Germany is using just a bunch of trucks and light tanks. 1942. Yeah, start support equipment. Maybe logistics. Let's check my logistics. So yeah, there's a bunch of front lines supply hubs that are completely full. I'll do a little bit, probably just max actually, because it has to go through this one. 26 out of 25. Hopefully it'll just be one. 32, 30, 28. So got a bunch of railroads. Got a bunch of agropop slots that are just not being used. I might actually want to do weekly manpower. Transport is the king, sibling of the Red Army. What did I read? King. Something says king. I don't know. And do railway construction speed up. Breakthrough. I don't want breakthrough right now until I'm attacking. Like I said, I could test Lessons of War right now. Almost done. Push these railways to the top. Alright, I guess I'm gonna test. For the Motherland gives you XP and breakthrough. It's only 15 PP anyway. So you can get these two. Honestly, these kind of suck. I think I'm gonna go over, focus on planes for a sec. Get like 3 more of these, and then I'll try to train. So fix air accidents chance, that one. Yeah, it's this one, air accidents chance. And then I'll start training my Air Force. Short recon. 1942, you got a bunch of time to try to collect on your support companies. Just upgrade whatever you want after the high priority stuff is over. So a fighter, anything that gives you agility, max speed. Especially in the beginning, you'll probably get overwhelmed. Even if you have like thousands of fighters, they'll just be all so inexperienced and they'll like slowly get wrecked. I'm gonna do anti-air. So I said I was gonna test. Let's test a little bit. Maybe it'll take some stress off of Italy and Italy will start falling. It's possible, probably not. Check my spies. Okay, that's fine. Sure. I mean, there's green, there's a lot of red. These are not offensive units, so I'm basically burning out a lot of manpower. Okay. They just decrypted my cipher, so I'm gonna stop attacking, let that burn out. And I've hit 1800 days for me to decrypt theirs, so it's probably not gonna happen. I've also been working on plane researches for my fighter Mayo. I might want to actually do more, but some of these don't apply, and this is a waste of research, honestly. It's just for the Mayo. I can use torpedoes, but that doesn't apply to the fighter Mayo. Yeah, I guess I'll do heavy, large cans this ahead of time. Cans too ahead of time. I don't want to use heavy bombs either, though I can. Sure. So yeah, out of manpower because of that attack. Attacking just is gonna bleed your manpower, so let's reinforce. I got plenty of equipment. Don't have to worry about that for right now. Use a little bit more artillery production, I suppose. And a little less infantry, sure. Let's go into extensive conscription. Waiting for the manpower to fill up again. Infiltration assaults. Minus 10% supply consumption. You got so many dudes on the front line, that's gonna help a lot. Check supply hubs, railways. I think they're all full. This is a new one. Yeah, this is a new railway hub, so I'm gonna max that one out. Sure. I'll actually max all of them. Or any that are anywhere near close to max. Sure. Very few states that have 100 infrastructure now. Just gonna mills, shift click mills, max it out. Not worry about the construction queue for a while. So I probably should focus. I'll finish the passive defense. It's gonna be so long until I decrypt, so it's not that big of a deal. It's more rubber. So because of mobilization, how it works, you're going from limited, which is 2.5%, to extensive, which is 5%. That's 5%. That's a double of the portion of your population that could be put in the military. Total manpower, it says 5.47 million. So I'll probably go up to near 10 million. So I'll probably have like 4-ish, maybe 3-ish million in reserve once it's complete. Okay, so I can start training. The air accidents debuff is gone, so it's just normal-ish. Air training experience, bad weather penalties, or air range, air agility. It's probably air range, air agility. I think I'll need that before I even start trying to use them. Alright, I'm going to start training. Shift click, training, and they'll stop when they're fully trained. Actually, I'll do that for all of them. Okay. So got like 1,400-ish fighters in the field. That's definitely not enough. That's a... They'd probably get wrecked. Let's see what the air... Yeah, there's 950 bombers. They're losing 93 in the last month, but we're getting bombed even though we have tons of anti-air. Anything here? No. They seem to be completely focused in Ukraine. Anything over here? Nope. So it's like their entire air force. And since I haven't put any air up, they're not contesting with fighters, so we'll see what happens when I do that. I'll just completely finish the crypto stuff. December 1942 is jack shit to use research on. I kind of want to boost up that fighter Mayo, even though that's a useless research. It's like the only reason I'm researching it is just for the Mayo funds for the skill up. Alright, using all the XP up. We need more, no, Belgium, whatever. Need more rubber. British Malaya, Singapore's falling. No? Oh, this is aluminum, right? I thought that was rubber. Yeah, there's not many places I can get aluminum without using convoys. So when you're using convoys as the Soviet Union, what you want to do is go to the naval tab on the top or bottom right. You want to close off these ones. Access level blocked. Access level blocked. So you need to do explicitly block, not just yellow, but completely blocked, which is red. And then all your stuff will go to Vladivostok, because that'll be your major port now, which is a lot safer for you because none of this can be convoy rated if it goes to Vladivostok. Alright, Alright, so trade. Alright, good. So really all I'm doing now is waiting for my Air Force to finish training, I mean. I seriously don't have enough still. But I do have tons of equipment. When I push, it'll just get bled so quickly though. But I want to test. This is the entire idea, is to test how badly my fighters will do in the beginning. But I'll wait until this focus is done. 5% range, 5% agility. Airfield consumption doesn't matter for the USSR. I think an update changed how the miles work. I think all the complaining finally. This is the thing about Paradox, is that they will change things eventually. It's just what everyone else thinks is a priority is rarely what they think is a priority. Alright, just focus on training. How many planes do I got? 74 fighters in reserve. This quick tab button. You can set quick deploys. This is attack bomber. Like, it'll just say whatever you have that's assigned to that role. And I mean, I don't care about attack bombers, strat bombers right now. So you can basically have a hit click. You'll put in whatever fighters are in your reserve out to deployed. If you want to do it that way, you can do it manual if you want. But typically they deploy the most advanced gear and then the oldest gear. So once you get new gear, it gets replaced. It replaces the older gear, obviously. Vichy Francis trying to land. What are you doing, dude? Yeah, there's no port there, so this is gonna waste their... What is this? Did I capture something? Where is this? Voronezh? I didn't build this. Breakthrough bonus, science game. Sure, I mean, you get free breakthrough. Alright. This gives air generation, ace generation chance. Sure. Merge aircraft plants is not necessarily that bad either. Basically gives a buff to whatever bureau you're using. But I'll use women in aviation first. Alright, let's see. Do I have enough air capacity? It should be fine. Alright, 700 fighters here. More ground crews, 1,000 fighters here. Alright. Let's see what happens. Do I have any fighters in reserve? 38. 43. 45. If they start contesting, yeah, they have 2,100. Yeah, it'll take a while before they start to catch up. Or our planes start to catch up. Like, they just suck right now. So 43, do industry stuff. It's the last industry researches you have for the game. Disperse 5. So my fighter count is slowly going down. It can't quite keep up. Let's see if I can eke out some more production somewhere. Plenty of everything. Like, I don't have to worry too much. I'll keep the tanks. That's fine. Now I need tons of aluminum and rubber. Rubber. Running out of aluminum options. I'm gonna have to start excavating. So you got decisions all the way the bottom. Prospect for resources. You can get aluminum plant, wherever this one is. 12, 12. Okay. Well, I need both. Do I need steel yet? Nope. I will eventually. So our planes are basically completely debuffed, or the debuffs have been removed, I mean. But I have jack shit for air doctrines. Let's see if that helps. And also they have more planes than us. And the ratio is I'm killing 105, they're killing 153. So it is bad. And this is a really good plane, by the way. Double cannons, double engines, and that's it. Like, it's a very efficient fighter. But you need doctrines up. You need to remove all your debuffs. You need to do Mayo upgrades. Like, all the things. I can't get aluminum from the UK, so that's not good. I'm getting to the point where I can't actually get aluminum from the rest of the world. 1943, you got a few infantry upgrades. The last tank, anti-tank infantry upgrade. Yeah, I think a patch literally just pushed out and like streamlined the Mayo system a little bit. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do for a little bit, just a few months, see if I can actually catch up, because this is 1943, March 1943. I'm now committing basically like 80-90% of my resources to just try to build an air force that can compete, and yeah, it'll take a while for it to catch up still. But almost done with my land doctrines. It's slowly getting closer, 220 to 241. As time goes on, I think as more of the old ones get obliterated and the new planes come out for our side, it's getting closer and closer. Check some radar. I don't think I need to... If I had another level, I would put more, but I don't think I need to put additional radars up. Could do anti-air. No. Let's just check supply. Prepare for a push. Prepare for mills. Prepare for aluminums. I don't think there are any states that produce aluminum that I haven't. Oh, here's one, as I say that, but it's only 2. Like, I build 2 infrastructure, I only get 2 aluminum, so it'll be a net gain of 1 for me. Almost pointless. Not quite pointless. Fuel, I guess. Now I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel of states to do infrastructure on. I'm not worried about being pushed out, so I can do the closer to the front states. Alright. It was still doing pretty good. 219 of theirs to 274 of ours. Special project for land. I don't care. I'll just use it up. Air experience. So I still got debuffs, and I got debuffs I can remove. This one is air wing experience, lost when killed, nighttime penalty, so yeah, I'm still improving or removing debuffs. It's not actually a buff to my Air Force, it's just debuffs that are being removed. Get all the aluminums, air doctrine, air superiority 15%. That should help huge amounts. No plane things for 43. I could probably need to work on that radar, get 2 more radar levels. Zhukov injured. Yeah, the spy system should be like the general system. The generals don't die, but they get wounded or sick or something, so they become less efficient, or they just, you know, stand on the sidelines or something. I finished the prospecting for aluminum, but that's it. I need to get excavation 4. Let's see what can give me war support. It's combat casualties, so I'm gonna spend 100 to extort heroism. It's probably from the attack, the offensive. Just why you keep? What are you doing, dude? Did they leave? How did they leave? They did a coastal attack and then left somehow? I think some Marines can do that. Alright, let this run for a ride. It's getting closer, like 254 to 290. That's still terrible, especially for a plane as good as it is. But it is technically better. Alright, any mills to place? Very front line. It's not good. I guess I'll just get some chromiums, get some tungstens. Just places to get building slots, basically. Alright, so I'm in a 170 fighter deficit. 176. It's not getting better. But I am upgrading my planes. They're slowly getting better. I need to get the last air superiority doctrine up. And just run out of aluminum. Like, this is close to the max that the world can support. You see how little aluminum is on trade, so you'd either have to go to like Yugoslavia, like conquer Yugoslavia, Hungary, some of Germany for more aluminums, or prospect somehow. I mean, now it's switched. Now, here, okay, so they've lost 278 fighters. We've lost 204. So finally, it is flipped to get the last land doctrine. So now I have nothing to use land XP, army XP, other than mountaineers. So if I want to invest in a mountaineer division, that would be the time. Infantry experts for the offensive. Deficit slowly going from 128 negative. It's kind of just hovering there. But we are doing better. 310 killed versus 172 killed. It's almost a 2-to-1 kill death ratio. 43. I do kind of want that artillery to get anti-air 3. So in terms of the Air Force stuff, air efficiency, that's pretty good. Long range aircraft, no. Ground support, yes, 10%. Since the reason you're doing Air Force is to support the ground, ground support is good. Also, strat bombing is just not good enough. So what I need, X4 for more aluminums? I get a boost for 3, so I'll do 3 first. I just chill until the fighter deficit is basically removed. I have a bunch of tactical bombers. I can use those too. They'll probably all die. Actually, sure, whatever. It'll do some cast damage and slowly die out. What is this? 40 fighters of what? What do they do? Oh, these are fighters? Are they fighters? Huh? They're like some... Oh, no, these are casts. These are fighters. What? This is a strat bomber. I hate strat bombers. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna move you back. Breakthrough. Is it air defense fighter? Anyway, burn him up. Just use it up. Gonna push that radar up to the top, level 4 radar. For some reason, that particular research gives you 2 radar levels, and you go from 2 to 4, which is pretty big. So I'm actually gonna fill up these slots. When we push, the Air Force will be more effective. Mills, oh okay, so we got disperse done. Trading enough that I got enough civs. Just want the mills. Alright, that should be good for a while. Uh, 1943, last artillery side. You might actually want to start doing Navy stuff just for breakthrough, so you can try doing prox views. Like I have a Navy engineering facility. The breakthrough is really slow. Like I've done virtually no naval research, so it just has nothing there. All right, they have 3,700 planes. Like they're getting annihilated now, so it's not a huge deal, but yeah, this is a pretty crazy air battle. I realize even though this is on normal, I'm kind of being too hyper efficient about it, but I'm just like showing this is August 1943, so we've been at war for over 2 years now. And yeah, I'm producing how many? 79 mils on fighters. I can do more, but I just don't have the aluminum. Like I don't have access to aluminum, so what's the point? Yeah, I'm basically at the cap of what I can produce. I'll just take all the aluminums I can. And let this run its course for a while. The ratio is we've killed 413 fighters versus 175. It's still about a 2-to-1 ratio. It's not bad, but they have... I've seen 3,400 fighters, like 25, 21, 27, but it's gone up to, yeah, 3,400-ish or something. Now, I think they're losing so much, they're like, no, we gotta stop doing this. But now my Mayo is essentially caught up. Air mission efficiency, night operations penalty plus 10%. Like that's just really good. Let's see what happens when all the debuffs are gone. They're still contesting. Like, why even bother putting air up there? Yeah, I'm getting all the excavations done because aluminum is the bottleneck now. Okay, so I have 5 million manpower in the field now, or not in the field. In the pool. How many do I have actually in the field? 4.5. So like I said, it basically doubles your access to your population. Close air support. I don't have a air superiority. Parish drop? Weird. Ground to air support mission efficiency. Yeah, I'll try it. Gotta do the anti-air 3. Just have no access. Whatever aluminums. Anything. Anything. Alright, now I have more fighters in stockpile. 137. Let's put them up. No, sorry, I don't care about that. Okay, now it's getting to the point where we're dominating. 483 versus 83. That's almost a 5-to-1 killer death ratio. Alright, so I don't have any more doctrines. Like, it's time to go. I'm gonna poke at all those planes. I'm just gonna slot them on Zukov. Just be like, alright, you got the Agropop and Sweep the Scum out, Division attack on Core. I don't think any of this is Core now, so don't touch that. Breakthrough, 7%. Dockyard output's decent. Manpower, no. Yeah, I'll do dock 5%, or military, like just output 5% is good. I can't quite get the last air superiority doctrine down here, so let's do it. Is this even an attack order? Do you have an attack order? No. Is there an attack order over here? There's a pocket up here. So I will try to close this pocket. And let's just put it down here just so I can see it. Alright, off you go. So at this phase, I'm basically just attack planning, and I'm gonna just manage the supply issues. Like anything that looks slightly bottlenecked, like this one, I just took this supply hub. It needs to repair. Okay, there we go. Just boost that up to max and push those railways up. 43. No. You got excavation done. There's an atomic. I probably should have just done this, but whatever. The atomic research, it's not a huge deal. Sure, Mountaineers, in case I do. Let's try to develop the Mountaineer division. I'm getting some excess army XP, so it might be worth it. Upgrade the bottleneck. Push that to the top, shift click. Now it's just a battle plan, supply management issues. Got a supply hub here. I can't upgrade the bottleneck because of the river, I guess. That's his max, I suppose. 43. Head tank. Whatever. So they've broken our cipher. If you want to be min-maxy, it would probably be best to just hold on everything. And it's fine. You'll entrench, you'll do planning bonus. You can check your spies. Your spies are still here. Let's split them up. Got one captured. I don't feel like capturing or getting that one. Rescuing that one. Close this pocket. Alright. Yeah, D-Day happened, 43. Like, Germany, it probably should have happened earlier. Germany's pretty weak. Very few aluminums to get. Yeah, checking logistics. I turned down my production on most things, but it's been stockpiling for so long it doesn't matter. even close to decrypting them, but I'll work on cryptology. I guess I can do Spy Master. Just one slot though, it sucks. That's why Soviet Union gets so many spy slots from their focus tree. Aluminums. Get that last air doctrine, last useful one, air superiority 15%. I don't know how long that encryption lasted, but I think just push. It helps you catch up your supply too. So unless you want to micromanaging your friends, just this headache. Like I'm just gonna planning bonus, or yeah, attack planning bonus, brute force it. Like you can tell, it's basically close to the end. Yeah, production, sure, whatever. I might actually need a fuel refining. No, like once I get excavation, maybe. Better having too much than not enough, so it's okay to get ahead on that. Like I'm actually using enough planes that my fuel is not just capped permanently. No, captured a facility but don't care about it. Use up your spies. Germany's the high priority, so I'm just stacking them on Germany. Get as much intel. Yeah, there's a huge pocket here. Actual pocket? Okay, yeah. I'll look at the casualty counts after this pocket ends. Yeah, Romania fell. It's got spaghetti fight. I actually need to reset. Can I just not deal with this pocket? Will Finland just deal with it if I banned it? Yeah, I'm gonna redo this front line because it's now spaghettified. Do some random maintenance. Use the skill ups. That's it. Actually, I'll clean this pocket up. I'll keep it on attack. I'm gonna clean this pocket up and then I'll redo that. General government, so Puppet Poland just fell. I mean, occupied Poland. It wasn't a puppet government. It was just an occupation government. I mean, it was very bad. There's no... It was just, when you're talking about the government general. Jet Institute. Okay, so what the hell do I have to work on as the USSR now? Stability. So social simulation, stability down here. Sure. Just want these pockets closed. How many divisions are here? 40? How many divisions are in this stack? This pocket? 50? You can't tell what the manpower is from that though. Alright, close this pocket, please. Slovakia fell. I'm not even looking to this side. Got a pocket here. This is a big pocket. 44. I guess infantry, last one. Close this pocket. I hope that... Yeah, they're gonna fall in a second. They're gonna fall before this pocket's closed. Close the pocket so I can see the casualties, please. Just staring at that one pocket. There we go. Okay, okay. German Reich, 10 million, 7 million to Soviet Union. We've lost 1.31 million to German Reich. So what's the killed? It's 7-1 basically by just holding. How's Italy doing? Yeah, they got wrecked too. We've killed 1.6 million Italians, and they've killed 1.6 million versus 86,000. That's what, like an 18-20 to 1 ratio? Something crazy. Well, like 18, yeah. I don't really need to, obviously. Like, it's, whatever. I'll just let it run. Let these dudes just run over that peninsula, run over this. Just go. Just go, dude. They can't go. Turkey joins the war, not that they need to. No, we'll just do the peace conference, that's fine. Close this pocket. You don't need to, like, 3,000 dudes surrounding one guy. Munchen. I gotta redo orders so it actually moves this way. Alright, go. Yeah, they're out now. That was a capitulation freeze. It's like, no, we're not quite done yet. You broke our cipher, congratulations. Is that it? Yeesh, come on, man. It hasn't even said Germany. Yeah, Germany hasn't capitulated. Sheesh. How? What is left? Bulgaria? You shitting me, right? Oh, is it Italy? Venice? Let's go towards Venice. There we go. Alright, just for the sake of the screenshot and just making it a Soviet Union blob. Alright, is the... Frankly, the peace conference got a bit too tedious, so I was just like, okay, that's fine. I literally could push more, but yeah, you get basically all of Eastern Europe pretty much for free. There's the Soviet Union. Can't even put the, like, you can't even show Europe with the name, so it's like, oh, it didn't move. But yeah, that's the Soviet Union. I basically held off for a year longer than I needed to. It's fine, you know. But I do like the focus tree. The focus tree is exactly where it needs to be for a major. Like, this is the model. Italy's fine, but also you're Italy, so that's the last major I have to do. And I don't like Italy. It's just underpowered, and its situation is kind of crappy where it is in the world. So that's Soviet Union. Its situation is a lot better. Japan, I don't want to deal with. Like, you basically clean up Manchukuo. That's the historical thing. You clean up the peninsula, maybe you get some of Korea or all of Korea, whatever. But yeah, Japan's not even close to dealing with China. But yeah, Hearts of Iron 4, Soviet Union, normal, historical. Thanks for watching.